What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Nonfiat, and today I'm here in Lost Relics to give you a tour of Inverdhen. In this video, I'll be going over Inverdhen and going over each and every aspect of the town. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to check out my previous video where I give a tour of Talmuth. Without further ado, let's get right into it. If you watched my previous video, you'll remember that I briefly talked about this purple rift in LR housing. So if you own a house in Lost Relics, you can get this wonderful rift that will take you directly from Talmuth to Inverdhen. The other ways that you can get from Talmuth to Inverdhen are by either crafting / buying an Inverdhen scroll, or by running from Talmuth to Inverdhen using Emera's crossing. The first method I want to show you on how you can get from Talmuth to Inverdhen is using the Emera crossing. I just want to note, if you're a new player, you need to hit level 40 and complete the questline Bridge to Inverdhen so that you can unlock Inverdhen. So let me explain a little bit more on that. If you look here at Champion Rewards, you can see that in order to unlock Emera Crossing, you need to be level 24. Level 24 gives you a unique quest line that says Tunnel to Emera Crossing. Next, you need to hit level 40 to unlock the unique questline of Bridge to Inverdhen. So once again, if you're a new player playing Lost Relics, unfortunately you won't be able to access Inverdhen until you hit level 40 and complete this quest called Bridge to Inverdhen. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to trek over from Talmuth to Inverdhen using Emera Crossing. I'm going to speed this part up a little bit just because it does take a little bit of time to get there. Now here we are at Inverdhen. Before we get started on our tour, I just want to note, if you looked at the previous clip from me going from Talmuth to Inverdhen using Emera Crossing, you'll notice that I used a morph to get here. Now, a morph is not required to play Lost Relics, but I will say it does help you from getting from place to place, as the morph gives you 50% movement speed. Once again, before we get started, I'm going to toggle the map in Inverdhen so you can see how big the area is. You can see here that we're here by this campfire, and we have several areas that we'll be checking out today. 1 is Descending Nightmares, 2 is Echoes of Time and the Gem Disaggregator, 3 is the Frostfall Siege, 4 is the Tavern, and 5 we'll briefly check out the production station. The first stop on our tour is Descending Nightmares. Descending Nightmares is very similar to Terror Descent in the sense that players are going through floors of a dungeon in order to grind out as much as they can. By doing these various floors, you have the chance of obtaining unique virtual resources and unique blockchain items. Now, similar to Terror Descent, if you complete Descending Nightmares 6 times successfully by clearing floors 1 through 4, you're able to get a Nightmare Vault chest. The Nightmare Vault chest contains unique virtual resources and unique blockchain items, similar to the Terror Vault, except these items are higher in rarity tier. One important thing I forgot about Descending Nightmares is there's a big difference between Descending Nightmares and Terror Descent, and that is that if you want to enter Descending Nightmares, you need to have a key in order to enter Descending Nightmares. So, how do you get keys? Well, you can either get them from opening various chests within the game, or you can get them by turning in certain blockchain items. So in this case, if you wanted 10 Descending Nightmare keys, you would have to turn in a Tidecaller Trident blockchain item. If you wanted 15 keys, you would have to turn in a Coral Encrusted Anchor. And if you wanted 5 keys, you would need to turn in a Grin Single Malt Whiskey. Our next stop on the tour is the Gem Disaggregator. The Gem Disaggregator is a unique item in the game that turns blockchain resources into shattered gems. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. If I push E to interact, you can see here, for example, if you have an epic Aorc amulet, you're able to turn that into 12 to 24 shattered gems. Shattered gems have various use cases in the game, so if you want to find out more, feel free to ask people in the game. The next stop on our tour is Echoes of Time. Now bear with me as the explanation for this gameplay mode is a little unique. So, Echoes of Time is a unique gameplay mode where players can speedrun dungeons if they buy sigils from this NPC, Thornix over here. Now, the way Echoes of Time works is your objective is to speedrun the dungeon as fast as you can while meeting the timer. The faster you speedrun it, the better your results are, and you can possibly land on the leaderboard. The leaderboard has potential bonus prizes for the top 3 players. Now, if you complete this without obtaining a spot on the leaderboard, don't worry, as you're still eligible for the weekly earned prize. Now, I don't have a prize here yet because I haven't done my Echoes of Time run, but if I were to, then I'd be able to qualify for a certain chest. And this is what those chests look like. It can look like something like this, a bronze epic time chest. It could look like a legendary time chest, a mythical time chest. It really all depends on what type of tier I do in terms of the rarity of the dungeon and the tier of my sigil. So let me go over an example. Let's say I were to talk to Thornix and I were to buy a bronze epic sigil. And let's say I successfully completed Echoes of Time successfully within the time that the dungeon allotted me. Well, what would happen is if I didn't do anything further, what would happen is my sigil would get upgraded to a silver sigil for me to run next time, and then I would be able to claim every Tuesday a bronze epic time chest. Now let's say that I wanted to grind up to a platinum sigil. How can you do that? Well, the way to do that is you have to grind your bronze epic sigil up to a silver, then successfully complete silver up to a gold, successfully complete the gold sigil time run to a platinum, and then complete the platinum run in order to claim the platinum epic time chest at the end of the week. So that's what this gameplay mode is all about. If you want to run this dungeon just the way it is with doing all the gathering resources such as mining, fishing, scavenging, and woodcutting, you can do that by just not equipping the sigil in your inventory. The last thing I want to cover here around Echoes of Time is Gabriele and the Secret Stash. If you watched my previous video of the tour of Talmuth, you'll notice that there's a couple similarities with the portal here to Echoes of Time as there is with the Adventure Pass over in Talmuth. And that is, of course, once again, Gabriele, where you're able to deposit items directly from your inventory to your stash for a small fee, and then a Secret Stash here. The only difference is the Secret Stash in Talmuth gets unlocked once you hit level 3, if you check here per the champion rewards. But I want to note that in order to unlock the Secret Stash here, you need to submit an item. That item is Crystal Rosin. So if you have the resources, you obtained Crystal Rosin through a drop, or you want to buy it through the Emporium, you need to submit this item in order to unlock the Secret Stash here at Echoes of Time. The next stop on our tour is Frostfall Siege. Frostfall Siege is a unique gameplay mode where players are fighting off against waves of monsters in hopes of successfully completing the run in order to open up chests that have unique virtual resources or unique blockchain items. Now, in order to access Frostfall Siege, you need to have what's called a Frostfall key. In order to obtain a Frostfall key, you can get them through various chests, or you can get them from turning in various blockchain items in order to obtain the keys. So for example, one key would be, or in order to get 2 keys, you would need to turn in a Frostbound Geode. In order to get 1 Frostfall key, you can even turn in virtual resources like Shattered Gems. Once again, in order to obtain Frostfall keys, you can get them by either exchanging them with Luna Wolfblood or by opening various chests within the game. The next stop on our tour are the production stations in Inverdhen. Now notice here that the production stations here on Inverdhen are pretty close to each other, right? Also, the huge benefit of doing production within Inverdhen is it's right next to the tavern. So if you're looking to do a production grind, and by production grind, I mean by popping a Skillforge Elixir and having the 5% production buff, I would strongly suggest that you do so within Inverdhen just because you have the opportunity of producing a lot faster in Inverdhen versus Talmuth. Now, in order to unlock the production stations, you need to speak with this NPC Rowan and turn in various blockchain items. Now, I can show you one example of blockchain items that you need to turn in for forging, as I haven't done that yet. So if I speak with Rowan, Rowan's going to say if I want to unlock the forging station, I need to turn in 6 Earth Core crystals. The next stop on our tour are the Rifts. Remember how I talked about before that there's a couple ways you can get to Inverdhen, one being Emera Crossing? Well, the second way is by accessing these unique portals. It's important to note that in order to have these portals unlocked, you need to own a house within Lost Relics, and you need to be a member. So this portal here, outside of the tavern in Inverdhen, takes you directly back to Talmuth, and more specifically, near the Adventure Pass. So let's take it and show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, I'm right here near the Adventure Pass, right outside my LR housing. Now, if I want to access this rift will take me directly to take me to Inverdhen, sorry. And just like that, I'm in Inverdhen, right outside the tavern, our last spot in the tour. Last stop in our tour of Inverdhen is the tavern. The tavern has two key things to know. One is an NPC similar to Seraphina in Talmuth, where you're able to buy various resources to help your production. And two, an adventure stash. The adventure stash you're able to unlock if you complete 10 Frostfall Siege runs in Inverdhen. Now, that's basically it for my tour of Inverdhen, so I want to say thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube video. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and please be sure to also check me out on Twitch, as I love to live stream Lost Relics. So with that being said, thanks so much for watching my video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.